Target is slashing about 1,800 jobs, its first major round of layoffs in a decade. That's about 8% of the retail giant's workforce. The move comes as the company tries to reignite growth after years of weak sales and braces for a new CEO to take charge next year. Those affected will be notified on Tuesday, and according to a spokesperson, no roles in stores or its supply chain will be impacted.
Target just announced that it's cutting 1,800 corporate jobs. And the part that nobody's talking about is this is not on the warehouse side. It's not the cashier jobs, right? The people that you see when you normally go to Target. These are the headquartered roles. So we're talking analysts, coordinators, marketing, HR, right? The jobs that people thought were safe. So we're going to talk about that and what that really means if you're trying to upskill right now or move into some different avenues or probably build something on your own in 2025, right? We're going to get into what all this means and why we're seeing all these layoffs that we've been seeing forever, right? But I'll be honest, right now, it seems like it's coming a lot faster, a lot more often. So, we're going to talk about this. But these giant corporations right now like this, they kind of realize that they overbuilt at the top and they under-adapted in tech, right? And here's what Target said. There's too many layers. And I'm going to break it down for you because that's corporate speak, right? And we know corporate, they love to try and let you know something without actually telling you. Well, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. All right. All they're saying is we got slow. We got bloated. And these tech companies are passing us up and we can't keep drowning. Okay. We can't keep letting this money leave and our shareholders down. You got companies like Amazon and Walmart that are really tech heavy companies that just happen to sell goods, right? So they tech first and they sell goods. Target is trying to catch up to that. But I will say though, I'm gonna be real. Walmart do be getting on my nerves. I don't go in there often, but when I do, I don't be having my wallet when I go to a lot of places. So now when I go to Walmart, I got to take my wallet in because they don't got the tap. And that's an inconvenience, man. Like, why are they? You got to fix that. Y'all are not tech company. If I got to bring in my cards every time I come into a spot. So really, I be avoiding Walmart. I be at Kroger heavy. And I know y'all not sharpening at Target right now, but I be forgetting when y'all boycott stuff. I be in my own little bubble. I still be shopping there. I ain't gonna lie. I be in my own world. I be forgetting what y'all be doing out there. But anyways, Walmart, I do be having beef a little bit because they don't take tap. So they got to do something because I don't want to have to download an app just to be able to shop there in the way I want to shop. But let's get back to it though. Efficiency and digital fluency, right? That's the new currency. It's not about these companies having big head count and tenure and all that kind of stuff. Today's market, this is what we need. Digital first, right? But also, if you're upskilling right now, you're not late. You're right on time. You just hold the fort, right? Keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you add in AI in there because this market is being restacked from the ground up, right? The market that we're in right now, these companies need lean. They need people with multiple skills, right? Multi-skilled people that understand how to move fast and they understand these digital systems, right? That's why these companies are making cuts. These jobs ain't coming back. But the people who are still in these roles, they got to do a little more. That's just a part of what is going on right now. And we can hate it, but at the end of the day, it's the truth. And we have to change with the change. That's what I be saying. But now, why are the corporate roles going down in the first place? We already know. Do I actually have to say it? Technology, automations, like all that kind of stuff is handling a lot of the stuff that these middle managers and stuff used to do. They have tools like AI dashboards, workflow automations, predictive analytics. All that stuff is replacing full layers of reporting. And so the company's sitting there like, yo, we're going to test this on the side. You keep doing what you're doing. But we're going to test these AI and automations on the side way more efficient. You called out 7 times on, hospital break. They didn't call out at all, 24/7. They going with that route. And then you couple that with, we need to see more money rolling in. Target has been struggling. If you haven't been looking, they've been struggling. And they have stockholders. So they playing a whole nother game because you got to please the stockholders. They run the company. You know what I mean? So this is what we're seeing, and it's all just going up, right? So what you looking at? Generalists who can build. So if I was going to create an example of what you need to be doing, you got the marketing coordinator, right? But you can also write prompts and build stuff, and you can interpret analytics. That's going to outlast the entire department of task managers. Like, you're going to be okay. They're going to keep you around, especially if you know how to relay that message that you can do this stuff. Because there is some people who know how to do it, but they don't know how to relay the message of what they do. I used to be one of them, right? So quick story, I was a part of a company that was in the medical side. Well, okay, it was a dialysis company, and I was on the pharmacy side. That company had 1,200 people in the building, right? In the one building that we was all in. And it was a huge building, right? We were not packed like sardines. But they ended up doing a layoff. And it was basically everybody. And it was chaos. All right, it was chaos. They ended up only keeping 12 people from that part of the business. And I was a part of one of the 12. But it was crazy to see just how that interaction was, how hectic it was. And it wasn't because they didn't do what they were supposed to do with the layoff. It was just a lot of people in the building. And you got people who still stand. You got people who are going to, speak and cry with people who they thought was going to see the last time. Like, it was a little dramatic. I'm not going to cap, because this was not 1981, right? We're going to call each other when you leave a building, but there was a lot of crying and a lot of commotion going on. And I'm saying that because, when it comes to Target, and the reason I brought it up is because when you read, you realize Target is saying, like, hey, this stuff is going down on Tuesday. They announced it late last week. So they got these people waiting. They on their eggshells. They don't know what's going to happen. Is my job? Am I going to leave? They don't want what I just explained to happen. So they're saying, hey, all y'all stay at home. All y'all stay at home on Tuesday. You don't have to worry about no brown box special, right? All these people walking out with the brown boxes. They don't need no distractions like that was. That was a big distraction that day, right? But they're saying, hey, everybody on Tuesday staying at home. We're going to let everybody know, and then that's going to be that. So they don't need people trying to do all the jazz that comes with that. So we'll see if that was a good idea. And I think it might be, just based on how their stuff went the last time they had one of these. So we'll see if that's a great idea. Again, I have experienced it before, so I think it probably is. Not going to cap. But back to this. And when it comes to positioning yourself so that you can limit the amount of times that you go through it, right? Maybe you might not, or maybe you might, because there's a lot of people that's doing, 2 and 3 different layoffs in the span of a year. But number one, you have to learn the tools that are improving efficiency in your space. So what's the thing that's driving efficiency? You need to learn that. So don't just know that AI exists. You have to be using it. It's not an option at this point. Like, you're seeing people getting jobs cut and getting slaughtered every day. It's a must. So you need to learn a little bit into Notion or Airtable and Chat GPT for business logic, right? Like, all of that stuff, you need to be digging into it on the weekends or something, being able to build a little lightweight workflow that shows you understand time, cost, and output, right? If you can build a workflow, make it simple. Go through the stuff that you do on a daily that you click, making a lot of clicks. See if you can eliminate some of those clicks. Guess what? It's been some people over this last year and a half. I've been looking at them. They built things that saved them time, and then they were able to parlay that and show it to the managers and CEOs, And now the company is paying them for that tool that they built. And then they say, hey, after that contract is done and it's a little more stable, they're going to take that to other companies in the space. So you never know what can come. And by the way, they paid them for that, right? But you for sure need to be doing something like that. Like, even if you just understand it, the new resume right now, if I'm being honest, like when you see bullet points on LinkedIn and all that stuff, that's a good thing, right? Or on your resume, that's cool. But it's workflows. Yo, I built this workflow that saved such and such amount of time or made such and such amount of money for my department, my business. So win. Number two, become the bridge between the tech and the human element there. So like soft skills are not dead. If you understand how to communicate, but it's tech translation, right? So understand how to explain the data, simplify systems, right? And making these things more useful for people who aren't as tech savvy. So like, what am I actually saying? You don't have to do any of this. But the people who do, they are setting themselves to be in that building for a long time, right? In that company for a long time. Like they're going to look at you like, I can't let you go. You're too valuable to the enterprise. We're going to keep you around some kind of way because you're the bridge, right? So, we can come in. You got automation specialists. That's the bridge. Analysts, AI coordinator. All of those things are exploding. And you need to go look at those roles, right? Now, the last piece here, it might be a little controversial. I don't know. But everybody's talking about upskilling and they're talking about getting better jobs. But I'm going to say you need to make the shift from being a full-on job seeker to being like, I'm going to say you want to kind of shift and make the shift from being a full-on like job seeker only to someone who can build value outside of that as well. Like at this point, the safest decision is not just being an employee, it's having leverage. So if you possibly could become a creator, right? Like what I'm doing right now. That's something that you can build an audience and you can build either a digital product or these microservices that solve certain problems that your audience is looking for. And now you're less exposed to all of this mess that's going on. Like I personally would think about like fractional roles or consulting. Like how can you do that and use those skills that you've learned over the years and then break that off for different companies and be able to do that at the same time with all those companies. And that's the next phase that I'm seeing. And I just think that's the case. Like what we're seeing right now for real is a shift into a world where there's going to be fewer jobs. We already know, we already see it. Like we see companies saying these jobs are going away. And by the way, they're never coming back because AI is taking it over. So we're seeing that. But I think we're going to see more projects, more products, and more partnerships between companies and individuals, right? They want fewer full-time employees anyway. Like they're looking for contract specialists, people who are going to come in, do this specific job for a specific amount of money, and we're going to get it done. And we're going to either, partner for a long time or move on. Because AI is compressing a lot of departments into small pods of high impact people right now. That's what we're seeing. People who can get more done in less time and with less people. That middle, right? The average employees with just the average digital skills, if any, they're getting cut, erased, vamonos, arrivederci, right? Like they're getting out of here. So our advantage, right? If you're watching this video, our advantage is adaptability. We know how to learn, pivot, stack, and get this stuff done. So, at the end of the day, if you can't, like your skill can't be automated or outsourced, you're winning the game. But if it can, you need to learn how to own the automation instead of fighting it. Like it's easy to fight the change when it starts coming and showing up on your doorstep, but it's way easier to just get with the change. Like don't hate the player or the game. Play the game. Like all these minutes that you've been watching, if you still here, you're a real one. That's all I'm saying. At some point, we got to stop complaining and we got to start playing the game because it's going to get played either way. Like whether you realize it or not, whether you complain or not, we're seeing it. But anyways, pick a lane that aligns with what you do, whether that's tech, communication, whatever. Pick that lane and then start that journey of learning. Like if you know you need a new skill and you don't know where to start with a company like Course Careers. Course Careers is going to allow you to get that new skill. Like, for instance, you're in a tech industry or you somewhere and you want to go into the trades. There's a lot of people winning in trades. Course Careers can help you get into the trades. It can help you learn the skills that you need to become an apprentice and then get that ball rolling. So go ahead and click that link in the description below, and it's going to give you money off so that you can start and then start learning what's in that space and what's possible through the free introduction course through the link below. And also invest in being a problem solver, y'all. Forget titles. This landscape that we're in, you need to learn how to solve problems. We can't chase next roles and start solving next problems. That's what we need to be doing. All right. So whatever industry you are in, look at the problems that are in that space. Like, what's the thing that you hate? Well, hate is a strong word, like, but you might hate it. But what's the thing that you do right now that, man, this could be better? Be that person that makes it better. Like, you're going to become better at what you do. But also, I'm telling you, it's harder to let people like that go. So all in all, targets layoffs, y'all. It's simple, right? The bigger story is that work is shifting fast, and it's faster than these corporate structures can keep up with, and tech is moving faster. So if you're trying to upskill now, go ahead. Build those projects, keep posting them on LinkedIn, learn some automations in your space, create something that can't be cut like the people that are, that's coming up on Tuesday. But yeah, don't wait for the job to need your skills. All right. And I'm putting this in right now. Don't wait for the job to need your skills. Build your skills so that you can create your own stuff as well. So that being said, go ahead, like and subscribe for the algorithm. Comment. I want to know what you think about this. And I'll see you in the next one. Keep the change.